Hello everyone, Phoenix61 here, rocking the Takahashi for today's World of Warships Legends shenanigans. You guys know how I like to play these ships. Torpedoes, right? We've got, I don't know, like almost 17 kilometers range on these torpedoes. I think it's further out than my guns. So we're gonna send torps through. This is, when I spawn this side of the map, this is kind of one of my favorite paths to take and send torpedoes through the middle here, because you know the other side of those islands all the way up through the red base there, that's where people hang out. So we get a little bit closer to try and like maximize my distance into enemy territory for those torpedoes, and we're going to send them through and see what happens here. Then we've got I think a Shimikaze or destroyer here on my team. That's a little bit risque to go up through there right this early in the game, through that little crack there. So I'm keeping an eye on him. He's at minimum going to spot something that shows up out there. So I was trying to see what we could get a lock on. We got, yeah, 2 Yamatos out there that's he's going to get pretty close to pretty quick here. At best, we could be a short distraction. Yeah, he must have got spotted. Yeah, he took some damage there, and he's dropped his smoke. I forget what destroyers we were up against. One of them is on the other flank for sure. But yeah, if he runs into like a gunboat or somebody with sonar, right, our Shimikaze is done for, right? So, but we'll take the shots while we've got him, while he's got these Yamatos spotted here. A fire is probably good for that, since he's potentially sending torpedoes to trigger floods. Couple seconds left on port side torpedoes, so we may have some opportunity here. Just trying to be patient to see if he spots them. He's sitting in his smoke, right? But if they blind fire, or if he like leaves it or whatever, right? Like he'll pick something up. Or if, yeah, there's some torpedoes there too, so potentially a destroyer or a cruiser around the corner from him also. It's just, it's so hard to support, you know, if you go in up through that up between those islands this early in the game. I'm risking my own ship too if I go up too far to try and help you, but hung back a little bit to try and support if we could. And then we've got 2 battleships on my team coming up to this zone, or this area as well, so I'm going to start moving up. And maybe we move around the outside of this island. We'll see how long this Yamato lasts. He does get rid of our Shimikaze. And then I was kind of looking to see if maybe, you know, we're using the torpedo guide here, right? To see kind of what his plans are, to predict his movements, right? See if he's going to come through the cracks here. And I think it looks like he is probably either hitting the island or probably not going to come through here. But yeah, if he was going to come through, we would hang out here and just waste him with torpedoes as he comes around the corner. But I think he's going to hang back. I think he sees these 2 battleships on my team. Yeah, they're firing at each other. So we'll go around, hopefully be able to get the surprise attack, depending on what else is around the corner here. I would have thought I would have seen something else by now, so we might be free and clear. But we'll move around and check. And then it's tough to tell, right? We lost both destroyers already, which usually puts you at a huge disadvantage. So I'm going to start being a little bit more aggressive here and see how this game goes. If these 2 Yamatos are the only things left over here for this side of the map, right, we're going to help clear them out, and then we're going to go for the base, because that'll kind of be our best shot at winning here. I think they're going to get overpowered on the other flank. So alright, yeah, so this Yamato is moving back, right? I'm going to try and remain undetected as long as I can, because if he's smart and he sees a Takahashi over here, he's going to know to change course. And then their destroyer, I think it's a Holland or something, right, gets spotted over there as well somehow. And so we're going to have to deal with him probably. We really need to help out with him, since we've got 2 battleships on my flank here to support on my team, right? So we'll shoot our guns now that we're spotted. He is paying attention to the battleships in front of him, so we should get rid of him free and clear with these torpedoes. Yeah, he's not going to have a chance to move out of the way of those anymore. So that's what I was kind of saying, right? If he had spotted us sooner, he may have suspected torpedoes and started moving away sooner. We're going to swing back around here. It's taking up a little bit of our time, but we're still down a ship, down a little bit on points, and we need to go and push up on this Holland if we can. Otherwise, he's going to be trouble for our battleships here that are kind of in between those cracks over there, in between those islands. Yeah, it is a Holland. Holland and Daring they have left still. Daring's on the other side of the map, though. Yep, I'm coming. I'm coming. Someone's calling for my help. Sorry, bro. Like, 2 Yamatos over here. I can't just YOLO run up towards them. We did what we could. Now we'll deal with this Holland. That's the best use of our time here. The tools that we have as a cruiser. Right, so I tripped the sonar with the suspicion that he would be around the corner here trying to hunt these battleships, and we were right. And then Holland's got those are, I think that's a pan-European, right? So those torpedoes are crazy, crazy quick. So we almost need this sonar just because of their sheer speed of those torpedoes. Those are moving pretty quick there, right? So we sent our own torpedoes. And then the sonar is working out absolutely perfectly for us. I could say I maybe tripped it a little early. Only 5 more seconds. That's perfect. He just sent his other rack, so we're good now. I was a little bit nervous he would have torpedoes. The timing of our sonar would run out, and he would have torpedoes right as it ran out. We wouldn't see him as soon. But we're able to pick those up right away. Now we are going to make a beeline for the base here. We are still down ships and down points. I want to get into the base. It's going to take us a hot minute to get there, right? So I'm looking at the mini-map. There's 3 battleships that are still far enough back on their team to probably be able to support their base once they notice that they're probably, any smart player is going to have seen us where we were in location on the map and know that I'm probably going to make the run for the base. So it would be a total sense that they would come back and support, right? So we're going to try and be careful. I'm a little unsuccessful with my carefulness as we come around the corner here. They got these couple of battleships just make it up a little bit sooner than I was expecting, basically. And then, yeah, just looking at the mini-map as I send these torpedoes through that zone there. It's kind of seeing that battleship on the, opposite corner where I am. And thinking maybe if he came through the middle, he would meet those torpedoes. But this is what I was saying, right? So I was kind of hoping to be able to come around this corner here in their base and be able to spot these battleships for my team without, I was kind of hoping I'd be far enough away from them. We're now down 2 ships, right? Quite a bit on points now. But now that we're in their zone, right, they're not getting the, 2 points every so many seconds, right? So we'll have a little bit of an advantage there. But yeah, here is a very healthy Preußen and plenty of health to shoot us still, Yamato, right? So we take a bad half our health, a bad hit there. They're all going to shoot us again. That Yamato I think it was probably lucky he was shooting HE at us, right? So we'll trigger the heal here, and then our concealment is 10 kilometers, right? So I'm going to fire guns here until we get close to that 10 kilometer away range from this Preußen, and then we'll hold off on firing to try and see if we can survive through this. And it'd be nice to trigger fire here or there, right? So that way if we do get floods, it could potentially be permanent floods on these guys. So we'll spread them wide and send the torpedoes. And our allied Preußen, right? So now we're far enough away from this Preußen that we won't be detected if we stop firing our guns. We just have to wait out. It's a 20-second penalty, right? So we stop firing our guns for 20 seconds, and then we go undetected. And now we are free and clear with plenty of health left. You only need 1 hit point to win games. We got plenty. So the key to winning this game is going to go to the battleship ally that is down at our base. If you look at the minimap, right, he does a great job of managing that destroyer and cruiser down there, right? He has to just hang out and hang on just long enough for us to get ahead far enough in the capture that if they're both in the base, right? Because if they're both in the base on that enemy team and we lose that battleship down there, they'll capture faster than I will, since there's 2 of them and 1 of me. So he just needs to hold out for a little bit to kind of make up that difference. Do have a battleship ally moving in towards their base as well. And that's what our Preußen is going to be shooting at here. But we just don't have any health left as a resource, so we can't really risk firing our guns to take any hits. Plus, we want to be able to get the capture, right? He'll reset the capture if he gets a hit on us. So I'll try and spread these torpedoes out a little bit better, right? The port side torpedoes, right? I sent them both like simultaneously, and so you can see they're in like pairs of 2s out there, which I rather would have had them a little bit more spread out. So I waited a few seconds before I sent these other rack here on the other side to do it a little bit different, to try and get them spread out a little better. See if we get any hits out of this. Might get one there. Yes, we do. Yep, and those hit pretty hard. Almost 20,000 damage for that one torpedo, plus that flood. Alarm going off on my phone. Do we have him flooding, or is our allied... I think our allied battleship's hitting him pretty good here. So yeah, we're just gonna play this smart, right? Like, in order... Like, we could definitely throw this game by shooting at this Preußen, and then he would spot us and shoot at us and reset this capture, and we would probably lose, right? Potentially lose this game. We do have an even ship count now. Our Ohio down in our base manages to take out their cruiser, so that was huge for us. And then we're going to break line of sight with this Preußen here, right? So he won't be able to see us. We could potentially shoot at him here. See if we can cheese the kill on him. We don't, but that's fine. He's gone. Our battleship buddy's gone right now. It's just a matter of waiting out the zone capture. 30 more seconds. I think their enemy destroyer like makes the right call and starts heading this way, because you'll notice our base stops getting capped here, but it's just too late. He just doesn't have enough time. So we'll go through. I'll take a peek at the leaderboard once we win this game, right? 15 seconds for this timer here. And then, oh no, he goes around the outside YOLO at the Ohio, I guess. Okay. But yeah, he did leave the base, and he does get the Ohio, but it's not going to matter, right? I probably would have done the same thing in that situation. You might as well rush him and see what happens, because you know you're not going to win with the capture over here. But yeah, we'll take a peek at the leaderboard, and then I'll go through the commander build real quick here. Actually, I think I don't go through the commander, yeah, I don't go through the commander guide on this one. Check out my other Takahashi videos, right? I have plenty of these out there, but we do get top XP. And then, yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I try to do Legends videos every day.